It's a heart-wrenching case indeed, and very, very shocking details coming to light. Let me go across to Rishabh, who's joining us with those visuals. That's the refrigerator. That's the refrigerator, Rishabh, I believe, in which the accused, Aftab, in this very case, used to preserve her body for so many days altogether.
Yes. So this is the refrigerator. We are being told by the police that this was the refrigerator where the pieces of dead body of Shraddha were kept, and for a good 18 days the pieces were brought out into parts and were disposed of in the jungles of Mehrauli. This is the pieces. Not only this refrigerator, the incense sticks were also used to ensure that the smell, the odor of the dead body do not go out. So for our viewers, we are bringing you this exclusive footage of the refrigerator where the pieces of the body of Shraddha were kept for good 18 days.
Absolutely. So for good 18 days, after having cut her body into as many as 35 pieces, Rishabh used to preserve those pieces of her body, those body parts in this very refrigerator. Have the police been able to share any further details so far, Rishabh?
This is where this was a refrigerator where the pieces of dead body of Shraddha were kept to ensure that the odor do not go out and no one knows what has happened inside the room.
Okay, we'll keep going across to Rishabh because these are very, very important details, and the police is now trying to piece together the evidence that they have so far collected. But as per reports, like all my colleagues have been saying, Shraddha used to work in a call center. Aftab was working as a chef. The family raised suspicion after Shraddha stopped putting updates on her social media platforms, and a complaint with that in that regard was thereafter submitted to the Delhi police as well. Aftab was missing since then. Priyank continues to stay on with us. Priyank, these are very crucial pieces of evidence that are now coming to light. The Delhi police is now going to be going ahead with an intense grilling. So far, anything that has come in from the accused that we've picked up?
What we have got to know through Delhi police that initially when the suspect was arrested, he denied any kind of involvement in, Shraddha going missing. What he told you to interrogators that Shraddha had a fight with Aftab, and later to that she left the house, but there was no complaint. When the police asked him that since you were in a relationship with Shraddha, why didn't you file a police complaint since she was missing? And the complaint in fact came up from the family members. After sustained interrogation, he disclosed that yes, he was the one who killed her. On 18th, he killed Shraddha after strangulating her, after both of them had a fight. And since he did not have a vehicle, Christine, he had no option to keep the body into small pieces, make the body into small pieces and then dispose of. But he knew it very well that within few hours of time period there will be a very bad odor which will start coming out from the body, which could be decomposing. Later to that, he had gone to a shop. He ordered that refrigerator, which was a 300 liters refrigerator, and after cutting the body into pieces, he waited every night for good 16 days. This person, who was a cold-blooded murderer, who also resembles to what had happened in Dehradun, where the couple from Ghaziabad had gone there, and later to that, after killing the wife, the body of the wife was kept inside a deep refrigerator, and the suspect used to chop the body into 70 pieces, which was disposed of at later, at various stage. Similarly, in the Maria Paul case, which was a case of Mumbai, the suspect had chopped the body into 300 pieces. So these stories of these gruesome murder could have been read by Aftab. He knew that is the only way by which he can dispose of the body. Every night at 2 a.m., as Akasha was also pointing out, he used to come out of his house, he used to carry a polybag, and all these pieces of the body was thrown to the forest area. But this is the area, Christine, where morning walkers go every day. So from 4:30, the morning walkers start going. He could not hire any vehicle. That could have raised suspicion on the size of the bag he would have been carrying from the house. That's why every night, early morning in the wee hours, he used to go to these jungles and dispose of the body. For good 16 days, This person who was a cold-blooded, brutal murderer, kept on throwing the bodies every day until the time he actually realized that all these pieces of the body had been thrown. He did not leave the house of Chhatarpur. Later to that, he fled away from the house. While trying to question the first thing which you asked, how the police got to know, it was through the family members, because Shraddha was someone who was very frequently using the social media platform, and once she stopped putting everything on social media, family raised suspicion.
That's what gave rise to the suspicion, and that's when the family reached out to Delhi police. Akanksha, you're joining us from the Mehrauli area. Very, very shocking. This is the same area where for 18 long days, in bits and pieces, the accused number one in this very case, Aftab, would carry some of those pieces, dispose them off in this area at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Well, absolutely. Let me first show you the visual. This is where Aftab Poonawalla used to come every night at 2 a.m. with a polybag in his hand and used to dispose of parts of the body of his lover here in this jungle of Mehrauli here in the national capital. Now, the details of this murder are quite gruesome. He waited for 16 days and picked one piece of the body of Shraddha and came here every night at 2 a.m. and disposed them off here. As my colleague Priyank was mentioning, that this is a place where people keep on frequenting, and that is why he chose 2 a.m. time to come here and dispose of the body. He used to come here carrying a poly bag every night and keep the pieces of a body here. This is a jungle area. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of trees here, and that is why he chose this area to actually dispose of the body. The details of this murder are quite gruesome. The couple had a spat, after which he strangled her, cut her body into 35 pieces, bought a fridge, a 300-liter fridge, and then he kept the body in that fridge in a bit to avoid any foul smell. And over the periods of 16 days, he came here at 2 a.m. every night. Now, this was very well planned by accused Poonawalla. He used to come here every night at 2 a.m. With a poly bag in his hand, come here, dispose of the body right here in the jungles of Mehrauli here in the national capital, go back, come back the next day, get more pieces with him, and
he repeated this for 18 long days. After the fight on the 18th of May, as per sources in the police, the accused strangled her in rage, thereafter chopped her body into 35 pieces and went on with the same pattern for 18 long days. Rishabh, you're reporting from outside the police station. We also tried to confront the accused there, but did no one in the neighborhood feel that there was something suspicious, anything that the police has revealed on that note?
So, police has elaborated the modus operandi for that matter. Police say that the body was strangulated and then the body was kept inside refrigerator for good 18 days. The body was chopped into 35 pieces, and incense sticks were used to ensure that the odor of the dead body do not go out. Here, one more, the breaking coming in right now is that the accused has been sent to 5-day police custody, and the police has also recovered around 12 to 13 pieces of the victim. This is what we are being told right now, so the police, as we were mentioning, said that the accused made sure that the odor do not go out. Dhupatti, agarbattis, different incense sticks were used. Refrigerator was bought and used. We just showed our viewers the refrigerator that was used to preserve, ensure that the odor do not go out of the establishment where the victim was murdered.
Absolutely. So first he went ahead with that cold-blooded murder and thereafter tried every trick in the book to cover it up. He had it all in place. It was completely pre-planned. Priyank, Rishabh is telling us that he's been sent to 5-day police custody.
For the next 5 days, he will be taken to a different location, because the police want to know that whether there was some kind of angle or not, because since the time this incident has come into light, since the time we broke this news, the right-wing organization have also started calling it as a case of love jihad. So there are various angles, as our colleague Abhishek was also pointing out these questions too. the additional DCP of South, that whether you are also trying to suspect this kind of angle or not. These are the factors which will be explored, because in the 5 days, the police have to bring out the timeline, the sequence of incident, how this happened, which route was taken by Aftab, whether there was well thought, well planned conspiracy which he had hatched before he came to Delhi, or this was an instant thing after which he kept on chopping off the body into various pieces. We know for the fact that it was at 2 a.m. every night when Aftab used to go to these forest area to dump the pieces of the body. But during the course of investigation, the police need to bring everything into the books, because this is a very rarest of the rare kind of murder case where the police will certainly try to seek a death penalty for the accused whenever the matter goes to the court. And for that to stream, there has to be very clear-cut evidence which need to be there with the Delhi police officials. For the next 5 days, it's a very tedious task for the police to bring down every factor, bring down every detail of how the sequence had happened, because we are talking about an investigation of a case which happened 6 months back. This is a criminal case. The forensic sample will be sent to the forensic lab very soon, as Rishabh was also pointing out that the police have already recovered 12 to 13 pieces of the body from the forest area of Mehroli. So all these factors will certainly determine the manner in which the body was shot. The forensic analysis of everything will be done. So a detailed scientific investigation into this case is something which can only put this point before the court whenever the trial in the case will begin, that how this person who was...
I'll come back to you, Priyank. Track all those developments very closely for us. Let me go across to former DGP Mr. Vikram Singh joining us on the phone line. Mr. Vikram Singh, your first thoughts. Very shocking details coming to light. The manner in which the accused, for 18 long days after having chopped off Shraddha's body into 35 pieces, kept disposing it off one day at a time, sir.
My first reaction is extremely shocking, and one of the rarest of the rare cases in which it would shock the conscience of every person who is privy to this ghastly murder. The likes of Aftab are criminally oriented, and the mind is wired in a direction that has a total propensity of criminality. In the sense that he not only ensnared Shraddha, and after things did not work out, he not only chopped off the body, but to conceal the evidence and destroy the evidence. He did what only a hardened criminal, the Jack the Ripper of London, and perhaps the Tandoor murder case of Delhi, and other such cases where such things happened. People not only took pains to ensure to destroy all evidence at the body, because the body is the most important part in a murder case. But rest assured, he has made many mistakes. I will not go into that because that will be disclosed, because the very fact that he has taken into account that he chopped off the body and it was a murder of rage means that he has some legal counsel. I fail to understand which legal counsel would give legal counsel to this barbaric cases. Now, the police immediately have at hand the testimony of the body parts, which with DNA profiling is possible, the closeness and the proximity of Shraddha and Aftab established, then the messaging, incoming and outgoing WhatsApp messages, and also other social media accounts, they are there. I think it is a dead, open and shut case, and Aftab has to be sent to the gallows. To give an example, the people who ensnare, you very rightly mentioned, one can't even do it to one's pet also. A pet is also a family member. And to do it to a human being and to claim that, yes, they had a relationship, I fail to understand what kind of a relationship it was that you chop off the body and try to destroy it piece by piece.
Mr. Singh, now, with these kind of brutal murder cases, an example needs to be set, and in that sense, don't you think strictest of punishments must come in for him? Of course, the next 5 days also extremely crucial, because we're being told that he's been sent to police custody for the next 5 days, and what he reveals during the course of interrogation for the next 5 days is also of utmost importance. But an example certainly must be set, a precedent must be set, so that, at no cost do we have to come across these kind of horrific murders.
The nation cannot afford to have another Shraddha. And in case of Aftab, you very rightly mentioned, have a fast track court, get the most and the best criminal counsel, and ensure that conviction happens in that fast court and he is sent to gallows within the next 30 working days. This has happened in the past. We have done it in the past. And if we are determined today, then we can do it now also. You very rightly mentioned that the likes of Aftab have to be given a clear message that all your escape routes have been plugged. There is no escape. What you have done, there will be consequences, and the consequences of a type that 100 other Aftabs will shudder to see what's going to happen.
Yes, here's a murderer, here's a killer, Mr. Singh, who had a plan B in place. Imagine after having committed a crime of that magnitude, he knew how to cover it up for the next 5 months at least. We'll quickly play out that sequence that Rishabh had while he was trying to confront the accused Aftab in this case. Here's what he had to say.
Aftab, क्या हुआ था? You can see that Aftab did not speak a single word. Times Now did confront Aftab, asking what was the motive, why was he arrested, why did he murdered his female friend. Aftab, आपने क्यों किया है? Aftab कब से जानते थे आप श्रद्धा को? Aftab आप कब से जानते थे श्रद्धा को? Aftab आप श्रद्धा को कब से जानते थे? आफ्ताब आप श्रद्धा को कब से जानते थे?
आफ्ताब हत्या क्यों की ये तो बताइए।
आफ्ताब मोटिव क्या था?